This time, winner takes all. We have Bumblebees with a mostly stunless draft, but a lot of damage bring draft. Zoomers bring out the coddle yet again. There's some doubt for Ryoya's puck, but he's gonna settle these doubts in game. True players. And in the game, we also have a pair of incredible casters. 1437.
Thank you, Avo, for one last time today. Oh, game 3, Jenkins. So hype. How you feeling, buddy?
This is exactly what you hope for whenever you get an NV series. I'm always so happy to cast his games. It seems like no matter who you are as a caster, you will cast NV series though, because he always seems to make it onto these teams, especially in these qualifiers that gets to the end. You know, he's always gets to the grand finals, lower bracket finals, maybe not so much during the seasons of DPC, but in these qualifiers, this is when his team shine.
This time around, they are smoking the other way on the Zoomers. Yeah, you know what? You can hate this guy, you can love this guy, but he brings some real entertaining Dota. That's for sure. That's the best part of him. He brings life.
I agree. We need it. We need it right now, more than ever.
To battle.
You know, it's one of those things. Like I do see a lot of criticism of, you know, NA Dota lol, that sort of thing, and not making excuses for my boys here, but there are teams like OG, for example. They play this kind of chaotic sort of style as well. I think Zoomers and Bumblebees do this to some degree. I know Zoomers watches a lot of OG, where you play this chaotic style to force the enemy team to make mistakes. So there's a lot of like silly things that we see happen, but I think a lot of it is by virtue of people being very out of their comfort zone in terms of playstyle, and it's the TI qualifier. So there's a lot of nerves happening here as well.
What's that saying? You know, drag them down to your level.
Exactly.
And beat them. Yeah.
I believe that's about arguing with idiots. You shouldn't argue with idiots because they drag you down. Which is a very good way of putting this.
Move. He's gonna take a little bit of damage here. Husky's actually starting top level 1. Brax is in the safe lane, so I actually want the Axe versus the Timber matchup. But the thing is, this lane is good for the Axe if it's like even, right? 2v2 or 1v1. But with Z-Freak constantly harassing Axe and Brax not able to get like these early last hits and getting denied, it's gonna hurt him quite a bit. They do have an aggro child lane top though.
I'm not entirely sure about this. I think maybe giving an advantage to Sammy top and then rotating to Brax on bot might be decent.
Almost got moved there with the first blood. The arrow, he was actually aiming for the tree plus the range creep at the same time, so if he mixes the tree in, then he can get the range creep, right? But then that's always the first blood.
That's always the way to do it on Marana. That's a nice way to you know, never make mistakes. It's like, guys, I was just going for the range creep, I swear. that is always
like,
nice.
You're well experienced doing that.
Oh yeah, this is my I don't know how to play before, so I'm just gonna play something fun here.
Arrow again, more blast damage. I mean, MB should be pretty happy though with this current situation. He's farming under the tower with all that armor and regen. Like the big camp has not spawned yet, so they can't really pull the lane back. But I feel like Bumblebees are doing good up here.
Yeah, I don't think that you can leave this lane on either of the supports and still have Sammy be comfortable up here. You need some incredible level advantage because Ursa should dumpster a Faceless Void, right? You just get the Fury Swipes if he jumps away. The Fury Swipes are still on him. He still can't really trade with you.
I guess that depends on like how much resources. Because if you look at Moo and MB right now, they don't have a lot of regen. MB had to bring out a set of tangles for himself. That's not what you want to see from your position 1. Like you want your 5 to just bring all the regen for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely struggling a little bit. And if you look at the bottom lane now, the 2v1 lane, Brax is doing so good for himself. King out, they're gonna come in here. He's going for a play out to Brax. This could be first blood. No, just kidding. Top lane is where they get the first blood. On Ursa, 3 tips coming on. I missed it, Brax.
So they use the coddle slow into like faking the arrow a few times, and we started kind of walking back and forth, and he just walked into the arrow.
Oh no.
Too many fakes coming out. I really like how Zoomers is playing the top lane, where they're keeping the creep equilibrium back enough that Envy has to walk up dangerously close to go CS it, and they're not pulling, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything that messes up the equilibrium until Envy comes up, and then they kill him. So they're just like, they're constantly keeping it back, and this feels so terrible to be Envy up here. Even if you don't die, he's not getting any CS.
Something that's gonna kind of make these feel uncomfortable, especially Zeke, because now he's gotta decide, am I gonna TP up here and help out this Friday, or am I just gonna keep trying to make some plays bottom and mid? And he's gonna go mid right now with Ryoya. He's buttering up Gunner. They're gonna go with the bushwhack play. Gunner getting real low. Ryoya has another orb in 1 second. TP coming in from the keeper of, Piranha. And Gunner's gonna be okay. Arrow comes out too. Not gonna do too much. Okay, so Gunner also getting that raindrop just in time in case that does hit him. He's gonna be able to soak up the damage.
Has been killed.
So that's one way to deal with this aggro tri-lane up here, is to rotate mid, force the rotation out, and now Ocean walks towards top. Okay, well maybe that's the trade-off. It's a solo kill. Oh man, that's huge.
It is absolutely huge. I mean, he was out of mana on the Timbersaw. He's been having to use a lot of spells outside. Sammy Boy actually going to be able to time walk out before he dies there. He's going to heal back most of the damage too. Move, healing salves. That means Envy not going to have that anymore. Husky, whoa, he's getting real close. Dude, he's considering making a play. He's got the Leech Seed as well, but the Nature's Grasp is not in a very good position. Oh my goodness, arrow onto Envy. They're going to get him, and they're going to get more time!
The baits by Husky,
so
man.
hard there. Exactly. I was wondering what the hell Husky was doing, but in the end, they were able to turn that around, and Bumblebees, man, they're crumbling in this top lane. Plus, the Timbers are dying solo bottom.
Dude, the bot lane, I know what happened. So Timber was tanking the Vools, the little goblin guys that throw the poison spears, and I learned, Lyrical taught me that those things reduce healing. So he dies to Brax because he has reduced healing from the goddamn easy camp creeps, and now Brax has this level advantage. You can't lane here as Timber.
You know, we talked about it in the draft. Even with the help of Deep Timbersaw still lost his lane. That is such a disaster. And now top Deep gonna come up here. He realized he can't do anything else on the outside of the map. Husky getting slowed down, and he doesn't have Earth Shock, so he can't really jump forward. Only level 3 on this Ursa. Sammy Boy, like, he's level 4.5. He feels so happy. Mid with his feet, a battle over the runes. Storm now gonna get coiled up. Z-Freak, he's got a bushwhack combo in a moment. But Gunner trying to disrupt these plays. Ryoya is gonna go to his orb, but the mid as well. That's pretty much a solo kill.
Looking good,
to Ryoya. I don't think either of these supports really did much apart from just showing up.
Yeah. You can see where the puck nerfs come in there too, with the cooldown reduction on all of these spells. If that's old puck, maybe he has phase shift up there to dodge.
Sammy Boy trying to make a play onto Moo. He doesn't have that time walk available. Moo, 10 HP, and he's gonna die. And he dies to the time dilation. All 3 of those spells being on cooldown. So he gets the last hit on Sammy Boy as well. And now you have Gunner rotating topside. He wants to kill this level 4 Envy. That's one way to keep him down. He sees that Envy just goes behind the tower. Just gonna stay near here. Keep you out. Yeah, they must. Envy not gonna fall for that.
They must know that he has a ward now.
You get nothing.
Envy goes from playing like a madman to in his tower like so quickly. Like he knew he was there.
Right, actually gonna TP out of bottom here. Okay, wait, hold on. There's a fight top Husky. Slow down, Leech Seed, he's dead. Sammy Boy, he still has that level 1 time walk. He's just gonna get out of there. He's gonna let his Husky die. Do you think Bees know that just a level 1 time walk? They could just make another play onto Sammy Boy, right?
Yeah, they could for sure. They could. The problem is though, Envy went for a 0-2-2 build, so he is pure damage. He is not going to be able to keep up and jump after Sammy Boy. Like, he's got very little kill threat.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I think this is a recovery build that he knows that he's going to have to go and efficiently farm the jungle and push out waves.
Check out Ryoya right now, farming the stacks. I wonder if Gunner is considering going up there. No, he isn't. But Ryoya does check the bottom rune. realizes that Gunnar is slipping past the mid lane, so
Dire's
the
middle
rune is
tower
probably
is
top.
under
Oh,
attack.
under the ward they smoke. These sneaky wards from Bumblebees are doing work.
Yeah, they both have a ward there. I mean, that's a nice ward, and it's like you said. Maybe later in the game you expect this ward, but at this timing you do not expect a ward that's like directly outside the Roche pit. So it's not going to get dewarded on either side.
Gunnar, he's like, guys, they saw us again. I'm just gonna farm this camp, break the smoke, doesn't matter. As long as MB has gone into the jungle, we should be able to hit this tower top with our carry, and I'm just gonna farm next to you. Make sure that we can at least secure it.
Dire's top tower
and
is under attack.
This does kind of beg the question, like, obviously you want to take this tower, take the map control. Taking towers is always pretty good, but I can't help but think that Envy's going to get a little bit more space up here if they're not, like, occupying it. Like, where the tower is right now, where the equilibrium constantly is, was awful for Envy. But when it pushes in,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I know what I'm saying sounds really
Dire's
weird, that
top
maybe it's not the
tower
best
is
tower to
fallen.
take at this time, but there is a silver lining for Bumblebees that Envy's going to be able to farm the top lane
Radiant's
now.
bottom tower is under
MB or
attack.
at least a support, right? They're gonna
Yeah,
be able to get a
exactly.
lot of experience with all these creeps coming in, and that should help them get like this level 6 at 10 minutes and maybe make a play with that. If it's not MB, obviously. So I know it makes complete sense. Whatever you're saying, definitely felt that in a lot of the games that I played or watched. And King Al, you know, this is the Timbersaw again, right? From game 1, farming them ancient stacks.
He is
good.
the true
Dire's
carry.
middle
Envy,
tower
you know,
is under
if
attack.
you really consider that Envy's the offlaner, then what the gameplay that we've seen so far, making space, has been true to the role. Although King RD has been dying to Brax, so that's not so good. Brax is huge. He's also the true carry.
I wanted to point out something from the early game. There was a lot of fighting going on top, but Puck was rotating towards bottom, and Brax went into the creep wave under the tier 1 and just
Dire's top tower
TP'd to the
is
tier
under
2.
attack.
Because Zoomers, someone, I assume Gunnar, made the call that, oh, the Puck's rotating bottom. And he just didn't give them that opportunity. Even though he's so tanky, he knows he could probably outplay them or whatnot. He just makes a safe play, TP's to the tier 2, farms some jungle creeps, back to the lane, bottom he goes, farms away. And now look at him. I'm actually surprised that Gunnar is ahead of Brax.
So am I. I don't know if Gunner's been like taking hacks or what. I mean, the kill on Ryoya definitely helps, because like you said, that it was a solo kill, so he's getting extra gold and extra XP for that. But yeah, Brax is huge too. And the thing with Axe is that it's such a good late game hero, whether it's offlane or carry, that it kind of feels like if you have an Axe on your team in the offlane, you win the late game against almost anything, because he just is he's good enough in the late game. He's a carry. So
Over here now.
Blue bottom, Gunnar. Nice silence there from Ryoya, jumping into the trees, making it really hard for Gunnar to zip in, maybe even waste some mana. Oh, they're gonna. Wow, the arrow lands right
Radiant's
after the
middle
coil,
tower
and
is
now
under
Ryoya's
attack.
the one who's in a little bit of trouble. Here comes a root from Moon, maybe overlapping with the coil just a little bit, but it does not matter. They get the second silence off, and Ryoya's super dead. Gunnar, Ocean, trying to get the hell out of there. Mr. King Ao, he's very strong, but not that strong against the counter healings, and there's a pure damage into the call. So good. And Ocean. Did it go out the bounce? Did I should have killed them all? Okay, so 2-for-2 trade. But Bumblebees are the ones who lost 2 cores in that engagement. That being said, though, Zoomers bringing all the heroes towards the bottom side does mean that Envy is going to get a lot of space up top.
but Sammy Boy, just with the raw network lead is able to be enough of a presence to zone out in Ursa and make him afraid. Like, look how
Radiant's middle
what
tower
a Chad
is
move.
under
Yeah,
attack.
I really do believe that with these 2 heroes, Ursa should dumpster a Void at almost any point, but with like 2k or almost 2k on the Ursa, it's just not possible. Like, he can get chronoed at any point and die.
That is very much true, but as you can see, as the map develops, Simon Boy does have to retreat back to his side. Because Zoomers, you know, they spent a lot of TPs down bottom. I would actually say, even though the Timber did die there, plus the Puck, like, that was still maybe slightly favorable.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of the map position, being able to kick.
Right, and it's like Zoomer's playing in their safe lane, so they don't get any towers or significant pressure. Like you can see the bottom tower, it took no damage. And even if it did, like it wouldn't matter because the offline tower doesn't matter.
The smoke called onto the puck. Here comes the pull. But the shield from the Treant is not going to be enough as the arrow comes through. He is super dead. And now King Ao is forced to keep it mid and defend his tower. And I think Zoomers are pretty happy with that. Just get that TP out from the Timber and just start pressuring up MB on the top side.
Brax is he's not gonna blink in.
You just want to kick him out, right? It's not even worth it, like risking anything, especially with your teammates being a little too far away.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, both of these, all of these Zoomer cores are kind of strong enough. Maybe minus Gunner, which is why he's taking the safe farm right now. The Zoomer cores are just strong enough to like kick anybody out of anywhere that they please, unless Bumblebees is like 3 or 4 manning to a location against one of the Zoomers heroes. Like Brax is so tanky between the Vanguard, HP talent or the strength talent that he has, and then Paul. Like it's gonna cost so much to try to kill him.
He's also got that chip vest, which is hella nice for the axe. Do you think Zoomers are better playing this kind of Dota where they got like just tri-core where every single one of your cores are actually ready game? Wait, hold on, top lane Envy gonna get called into an arrow. They're actually mass teaming up into try and help him out. I'm not sure about this move, gonna go with that overthrow. Oh, three-man bushwalk. Oh, they sniped Sammy Booty with all 3 heroes right next to each other. And now Brax, he's in a lot of danger too. The sentry though, he's actually got away from it, and Brax not gonna blink and TP out. So they don't get that Brax, you know, highest net worth hero kill, but they do manage to get Sammy Boy. I don't know how he nailed Sammy Boy. Like,
I have no idea. That made no sense. We saw a Timber. Okay, Gunner. Rioya? Is he gonna farm that camp? No, he's not.
No, he's not. Gunner's got the discipline. He's out of there, and he was actually 70 gold from the Orchid as well.
That's some crazy discipline right there. There's 99% of mid laners going from the Orchid. And then they die and then they blame their team.
Yup. Start pinging your teammates. Start pinging wards. Where are the wards at?
Yeah, exactly. That was nice. Really nice.
He's not even going to wait either for the Orchid. He has like 25 gold left. He's going to actually use his courier to bring it out. But yeah, he has it now, and maybe we'll see some smoke plays coming out. They still have the chrono available on Sammy Boy. They haven't really used it yet, have they? Yeah, I don't think they have.
Yeah, they saved it. They saved it top. He just popped the Mask of Madness and beat Envy down. So, you know, one weird thing. Maybe we're gonna get a fight up here. Oh no, one interesting thing in the Storm versus Puck matchup is Puck builds Witch's Blade now as a first item, so you don't get a Yules very quickly because you go Witch's Blade Blink. So there's a huge window now where Puck can die to Storm constantly. And so it's one of those things where maybe the matchup has kind of swung in the other direction, at least a little bit, whereas before it was like very favoring the Puck.
Dire's middle tower.
Maybe not very, but it definitely the coil like hurt Storm a lot.
Onto the Ursa, they're actually going onto the point, and we're gonna drop that chrono down, and now they're gonna try to turn the fighter on Puck, gonna get stunned in by the Storm and kicked off right away. Move in a little bit of an awkward position. The other heroes run for Zoomer, so are running away from this Timbersaw right now. Gunner, he still has enough mana to be able to get out of there. Husky, he's got Chakra Magic in 3 seconds, gonna be able to feed Storm Spirit if need be to be able to re-engage. Wow. Okay. King out, gonna get called. Sammy coming in with some right clicks, even without that chronosphere, he does not mind. The bushwhack, not gonna be able to do too much. Yeah, they're gonna back off and go back to farming on the side of Zoomers with that chrono being on cooldown. So they try to make a play with the coil and the Ursa, get the kill onto the Void, but Sandboy, he did not hesitate. He just drops a chrono on top of that Ursa and just tries to turn the fight around.
We saw that a lot during the Animator too, in the Puck versus Void matchup, where Void would just, when Puck coiled, Void would chrono, and then it would just be this like counter where normally
Dire's bottom
Void just kind of feeds to the coil, but if you chrono, then you have the whole duration of the coil, where at the very least you're not going to die as Void. But I say that, and there comes the smoke rotation now, directly into Sammy's triangle.
They know that chrono is on cooldown, and they want to make a play with the second coil, which is going to be up way faster than the chrono.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Coil not going to be spent here, as Sammy Boy playing very cautiously. King Owl. Husky. Oh, he wants to go scout the Roshan pit. And looks like he's going to give his life. No, Envy.
Gets
This
buyback,
is the
though.
comeback. This is the comeback for Envy, right? Where he just gets the Aegis, gets some golden XP from it. That's why he buys his Mortar Mask, Chrono, Coil onto Sammy Boy here. Zip in, Drax also going in with the column onto me. Puck and Treant both gonna fall here. Sammy Boy just standing his ground, fighting King L. That's who they're looking at next. Pendleton's still on cooldown. He's actually gonna zip in, do a lot of damage to Ocean and Gunner. Gunner's out of mana. And he's gonna fall now. Ocean, one hit left. King L looking through. He wants it. Oh, Brax in the back line though. Calls the Ursa, gets the kill onto him. Sammy Boy going in onto D-Freak here. Knowing that the Timbersaw does not have his spells up, but they're gonna blast him down. And King L, he's getting bashed up, not gonna be able to get away with the Timber Chain. Zoomers using that Ocean low health, baiting him. They get the kill. I think that's pretty big because now Ursa can't finish Roshan.
Really impressive stuff from Sammy Boy in that fight, identifying that he would be able to go in and kill those two heroes. Like, I know it was just a Hoodwink and a Timber alive, but man, were they doing damage. And every hero on Zoomers, there's like, it was 3v2, but every hero on Zoomers was so low, and it looked like Timber was going to kill everybody. But I think Sammy Boy clicked on him and saw that he had no mana on Timber. So he had one more spell, and that was not enough damage to kill Sammy Boy. At the current HP that he was at. So he jumped in Mask of Madness, which looked insane, but it wasn't because he clicked and saw the mana of Timber.
Oh, Brax, he jumps, goes under the vision, gets the kill onto him. And again, it's 4 versus 5. This is going to make both of these very uncomfortable. Yeah, he made a very good point there. The confidence there from Zoomers, analyzing the situation and just being able to go in and manning up. Now they're going to go on to this Roshan, which was half health thanks to Eternal Envy, beating it down earlier. And Bumblebee. He's going to give it up.
Immortality is mine.
I guess I'm not sure how, with your tree being dead, Chronosphere being up, I think a big reason that they were able to go for that Rosh in the first place was Chrono being down. They felt confident that they could do that, but with Chrono being up, it's so hard to fight into that pit. Brax with the calls, like every single fight, he's been getting like 2 or 3 man calls, most importantly on Ryoya. And once again, this new Puck build that people are going, Witch's Blade Blink. If Puck gets caught, Puck is dead. There's This is coming out, but it's so much later than Puck would previously have the dual scepter where you would be able to survive at low HP. Like, this Orchid seems so good against him. Maybe Storm is it's like a bit of a Pucky honor, just given how people build right now.
I think it really depends on who's ahead, right? Because if you can get ahead of the item timings of the opponent mid laner, then it feels bad for both teams. In this game, Gunner, he's the one who's ahead, so he got that Orchid, and Area is essentially just playing catch-up in terms of items. And you can see how, because the Puck has to initiate, it's exposing his positioning, and Gunner can just zip in and Orchid. Oh, Gunner though, this could be a trap both ways. Puck's gonna get Orchided up, trying to drop all the damage onto him, and he's actually gonna get the kill. I mean, with that Aegis being up on Gunner, they really hesitated, trying to all-in commit onto him. And he's also gonna get a C3 kill there. Zoomers, man, they look so good right now with this Aegis in their hands. Axe, Brax, gonna TP top, Chrono Envy. That's who he's looking at. And with Sammy Boy, they could do this.
They're gonna get him.
He's stuck. First, holding the call. Still holding it. Oh, they're gonna drop the Chrono first. Samuel's actually out of magic. Does have a magic wand though, but so much damage coming out onto Envy here. Brax's blink is still on cooldown for 3 more seconds, so he's gonna have to back off here. Samboy also getting out. The Bumblebees, they're gonna be happy with the Chrono being used there and not getting any kills. Samboy just gonna take back to base and heal up. I wonder if this is an opportunity for them to smoke up and make a play.
If there's any timing, it's definitely now, but it also feels like one of those games where there are so many problems to deal with on the side of Gunner, where it's like, okay, now the Chrono's down, so Sammy's not a problem for the next fight. But Gunner just solo killed our Puck, and he also has an Aegis. And then Brax has been getting all of the crucial pickoffs as well, almost at his Manta style. Is he getting boots to travel? Oh, he's going for the full Manta. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Manta recipe. So they're gonna go for Brax.
Money.
Oh no, he's out of there. He's got TP in 2 seconds. He senses it coming. You know what? I hate this Bumblebees. But oh wait, hold on. Brax is not TPing out. They see him. And he's gonna get deleted by Eternal Envy here. They want Eternal Envy's like, please give me the kill, guys. Everybody stops attacking for a second. He needs that ghost to be able to come back. I was gonna say that would have been a really bad smoke because you know if Brax just TP's out there, maybe they would have had a higher probability of smoke if they just like ran down mid, waiting for somebody to shove that mid lane out and maybe even connect to a tier 1 tower.
Dire's
That being
middle
said, with this
tower
axe
is under
kill, what
attack.
can Bumblebee do?
Dire's turret has been killed.
Recoil? Mirana heals herself. And there comes the zip in onto the puck who's exposed himself. And with the Orchid, Ryoya is super dead once again. Z-Freak, any bashes here? No bashes. Okay. It's gonna get away.
Puck is, you called it in the draft, Puck seems to be an issue right now. Ryoya not having a good game. I would envy getting tri-lane. It seems like he needs to have a good game on Puck because while Timber is going to do damage, and sure he's going to carry like he did in the other game in terms of damage and being tanky, Puck's your playmaker, but it doesn't feel like he can make any plays because he's so susceptible to getting turned around on and everything. Like, maybe the build should have been different. Maybe like Yule's first, or like Blink Yule's was the play. Maybe a more experienced Puck player would have the item build.
But that goes back to our like first point when we saw the puck about his win rate on the hero, and maybe if it's an uncomfortable hero for him. And
Dire's top tower
it's
is under
kind of
attack.
looking like it here going against.
Dire's structure.
They're going for this tier 2 tower, and Bumblebees are setting up for his ult. Quick Orchid onto Moon, no overthrow, so he's gonna get used to be bursted. Doesn't have a buyback either. Now King Al finds himself in a very awkward situation. The arrow though already being thrown out before the Yule comes out. Secondary Yule, and cool, and he's gonna get blown up anyway. Too many heroes, plus the double damage from the Faceless Void. This is looking so rough for Bumblebee. You know, normally I would say MD teams, they can always make that comeback, but Ursa doesn't really have that flash farming potential. He needs to be able to join a fight at some point and get a really key pick-off.
Careful, Theban. You know what happens.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But Ursa,
Hold on, Ursa getting silenced off. Doesn't get the enrage off first, so he's gonna stop.
Dire's middle tower
dead.
is under attack.
They got that movement speed buff right now. They're actually looking for more heroes. Z-Freak gonna get Yuled up here. Arrow gonna follow. Another easy kill on Z-Freak. You're saying something, Taken? Careful.
Radiant are scanning.
ignore everything that I just said. You are definitely correct. It's looking like a shellacking here. 15k gold lead, 25 minutes. I hate to give out so many Gaven tier shellackings, but this is up to at least S rank, I would say. The early laning choice by Zoomers was really smart and definitely paying off dividends here in the mid game.
They understood the axe versus. Brax definitely saw how to beat the Timber. He was even in a 2v1 situation. He got a lot of his regen burned, and he still managed to win that. Like, I gotta give so much credit to Brax, right? In the series, I feel like game 2, game 3, he's really performed well.
I agree. It's good for all of us because Brax is old. He is the one boomer on the 4 Zoomers, hence the name, and so this is very good for all Dota players out there. God knows we're all old, although shoutouts to the player base going up over the last couple of months. Yeah, thank goodness for guys like Brax and King RD on the other side, and Envy, who just turned 30. Wow. I mean,
that's around the corner for me as well, so...
His ability.
But speaking of Brax, like, you know, he's the veteran in this team, and he's coming through his clutch exactly when the Moonlight Shadow, not smoking too, so if there was a ward and a sentry here that would spot out Zoomer's movements, there isn't one. Like, look at the map. They don't have a lot of vision up for the Bumblebees, and that's mainly because they just keep dying these engagements, especially on Blue. He's not able to really get out there. Okay, He's gonna get called with the Manta. Super dead. Didn't even need Ocean's arrow there. Yeah, that's Axe online.
Yeah, Brax, he stole the kill with Culling Blade just to show that, like, guys, this was going to be a solo kill. Like, even though that arrow was going to connect, he wanted to show that he was going to solo kill this guy. Because, of course, you know, Brax is he's on a mission. He's proven himself here.
That 180 mana was completely worth it.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Psychological damage, and it's kind of hyping himself up. And for next season, you know, everybody's gonna want Brax on their roster, especially because they're gonna win the whole qualifier.
Okay, I see what
You did let me finish. You did let me finish.
Okay, sorry. That's my bad. That is definitely
Radiant's
a bit of a
bottom tower
standoff right now,
is
though.
under attack.
Just playing around this Roshan area, just waiting for that. So, as I say standoff, I mean, Bumblebees, they would love a standoff. But Super is just gonna go straight into the pit and just start it as soon as the Roshan comes. They know they got a complete grip on this game here.
Afraid of the Radiant tier 2 tower for Roshan. It's not usually the tier 1 tower, so that just kind of goes to show how tough this game is. Brax draws the line of like, look guys, this is the only place these guys can farm is inside their base and the top lane when it pushes in, and if he is
Dire's
correct.
middle tower is under attack.
I read it as, guys, this is where I want the opponents to be. I don't want to see any other heroes outside that area. So let's just take these towers first
Radiant's
and
bottom
lock them
tower
in.
is under
Yeah, they come
attack.
out, they die.
They die. And he would be right. You don't really want to force the high
Dire's
ground
middle
in
tower
this
is
kind of
under
situation
attack.
with 4 Zoomers unless you wipe Bumblebees outside the base. Because then you would just be playing, you know, 5 versus 10 possibly with all the buybacks.
Dire's
And
middle
that's exactly how
tower has
Bumblebees
fallen.
would have the opportunity to come
Radiant's
back.
bottom tower
You
is
can,
under
though,
attack.
touch the high ground just to force the Bumblebees who are trying to split push and get some farm going back to the base.
Yeah, Sammy Boy's got the reverse time lock, so definitely okay for sieging, but doesn't do an awful lot of tower damage. So I imagine they'll probably force them back, then look for a fight, or just back off.
Bumblebees right now, they are not reacting to this. They are continuing to stay in the bottom side. They desperately need more items on Ursa, on Puck. Uh-oh. Eternal Envy. Wait, did he get spotted or did he just zipped in there and found him? But he's super dead to an Orchid Storm. And that was a solo kill once again. Wait, how did they see him there?
Shadows take us.
That's a great. Did he walk the outpost?
Oh, that was impressive. My gunner. He's gonna get a regen room, rewarded for his amazing gameplay. And they're gonna run right back towards Bumblebee's side to continue to keep them in the base. Hang out. He left the base. You know what that means. Arrows or combo. Super dead. Oh, not even gonna come. Wait. What's that Axe play in the backline side boy? Gonna get that nice bonus here. Killing off the 2 support. Yup. Ain't looking too hot. Double buyback from the Timber and the Tree. We're gonna try and hold this. Void for Coil. Does have the Aegis available. And Storm gonna die to Gunner. Just looking past him, killing him off. And King L, he's not still too tanky in this game. And with the Puck buyback as well, that's gonna deter Zoomers from continuing on with this siege. They're just gonna back off, refuel, and wait for their cooldowns to secure this game.
Oh, but the Bees, they don't want to wait. They're willing to fight 4v5. They think they can maybe get a pick off here.
They see Sammy Boy, he's got 8. That's probably the worst target that you could go on. But you can see Envy's damage. He's got a significant amount. They're gonna have 3 more seconds. Zoomers, you know, they're on the way here. Sammy Boy, yup, just gonna time walk out with that shard. He can go real far. And that might just be the end of the smoke.
The reverse time walk is like the silliest looking spell in the game right now.
So
Dire's
fun.
bottom tower is
I
under
love it
attack.
though. I think it's one of the better cards. Not
It's
only for the
good.
range, but to like bait your opponents in a lot of different ways. Like, what you're like running away or you're going back. They don't.
Dire's bottom
Oh,
tower
Storm.
is under
Okay,
attack.
silence onto him. You're gonna have to pop that BKB. Does not want to get blown up by Eternal Envy. Call from Brax actually gonna miss. It's a little bit of an awkward engagement right now for the Zoomers. They're gonna move forward, duels on the pack. They want to bring Brax down. He gets the call off. And there is the halberd. Okay, Brax not gonna die here. They're gonna back off through though. Getting jumped in the backline by Gunner and Sammy Boy. Timbersaw automatic trying to walk away from this fight. Ursa is just getting constantly time dropped. And that he get any hits off, and he is super dead. Oh no, Bumblebee. You guys had a good run, but this might just be it. Heroes with the buyback. He is all dead. on this. He's just gonna get hunted down here. Actually, wait, hold up. Looks like he was gonna get hit with that arrow. Gonna walk straight back to base and four zoomers. Going to the high ground.
Didn't take the orb.
Puck out!
I mean, Rio is making a good amount of space. And he's dead.
Is he now?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was just bound to happen. I think Gunnar was just waiting for his mana
Storm was
to
coming.
be like at least half, and then he was just gonna zip in and one-shot him there.
Radiant
But
structures
yeah, they are gonna use Cliff, Hoodwink, and Ursa back up again. They're so under-leveled that
Dire's
the
top
space
tower
puck
is
boss,
under
they were
attack.
able to get some zeros back to life. Tier 3 tower. Tier 2 dead. I guess one thing about Zoomer's lineup is they don't really have a whole lot of
Dire's top
power
tower
damage.
has fallen.
Yeah. But, you know, we have that typical scenario where
Dire's middle barracks are under
really
attack.
important enemy heroes are dead, so they're able to chip away. Late game too, so decent base damage on all these heroes. Even Ocean helping out. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Alright, well, now Ursa gonna get counted up and be super dead. Korean also,
Dire's top
and now
tower
King L
is
all
under
by
attack.
himself. That's gonna be it. The GG is called. You know, you said there was gonna be a Kalaki.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
My god, I am